Welcome back. This is the second video I'm going to attempt. I have before me the Star Wars Omnibus. These are the comic books for episodes 1 through 6. I always like the cover art here. It says all the major characters from the movies. Some of the better spaceships. I barely see the Death Star, it's right there. Pit droid. Wicket, I believe it's Wicket. Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Queen Amidala, Boss Nass, Plo Koon, back there. Boba Fett. I remember seeing this movie in theaters when it first came out. I love the lightsaber duels. I thought the Naboo cruisers were new. I was confused about how the rest of the series would play out, the trilogy. I thought that both of these characters would be alive for more than one film. This took me a while to digest. The opening crawl for this movie was a little confusing. For the most part, I felt this movie was a little confusing as a kid, but I was still happy with things like the lightsaber duels. I liked Qui-Gon a lot. Darth Maul. The Emperor. Seeing Yoda was cool. And it was cool seeing Jedi in their prime as an order. Mowing down droids. I had no idea what these characters were. Or really what the hell was going on. This whole sequence just kind of happened a little fast. Before I knew it, they were already on Naboo. I'm like, what? And soon enough, we meet Jar Jar, whom I never really minded. I mean, I get what people don't like about him, but there were always silly characters, I felt, starting from C-3PO, and it didn't feel that out of place to me, to be honest. This part I thought was very cool. Oda Gunga the underwater city. And before you knew it, they were on their way to the mainland, Naboo, to the capital, and they were being chased by fish. I'm not saying I don't like this movie. I've watched it countless times. I could probably recite all the words, but I like some Star Wars movies better than others. I would rank Phantom Menace as my third favorite, and I would tie it with Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. I like both of those movies just about the same. I feel like they have weak parts and they have really, really good parts. My first favorite being Episode 5. My second favorite being, the original, A New Hope. I love that movie. This one and Return of the Jedi tie for third. Episode 3 I enjoyed very much. That one either comes in fourth or I would tie it for third also. Hands down, my least favorite is Episode 2. Here they are on Tatooine. We meet Watto. I liked him as a character. We meet Jake Lloyd's Anakin. I feel bad for the guy, Jake Lloyd. I know this kind of ended his career. I don't feel he was a very good Anakin, but who am I to judge? My favorite Anakin is the one from the Clone Wars animated series, the CG. I feel like they finally made him a serious character, a heroic character. But I get what they were going for. They wanted him to be like innocent and young. They're showing off how talented he was to create C-3PO and how good-hearted he was. But I prefer reading this novel than I do. I'd rather read the novel than watch the movie. Here we have one of my favorite scenes in the movie. One of Darth Maul's only talking points. And we soon find out rather, Anakin soon finds out that Qui-Gon is a Jedi. And they get the idea to raise. Here's where midi-chlorians are introduced. Not a lot of people are a fan of midi-chlorians. I don't mind. I really don't. I feel like the community kind of forces you to agree with the bandwagon, and not a lot of people are out there forming their own opinions. I'm interested in hearing anyone's opinion, especially if it's sincere, but I do feel a lot of people just want to fit in, and they copy. It's just easy for a lot of people to bash this stuff, and if I do get annoyed, it's kind of hard to find anyone to say something nice about Star Wars, even from the hardcore fans. They're always let down by something. And I'm obviously speaking in really broad terms, but the Podracing, this was a great video game for the 64. Honestly, this is around the time that I would get up and go to the bathroom. I could never not go to the bathroom around this time. All 3 times that I watched this movie in theaters. Anakin wins. Qui-Gon tries to save the mom, I believe. Or that was earlier. Darth Maul's about to attack Qui-Gon. And there you go. I remember this scene scared the crap out of me, because for the first time I realized that while I really enjoyed both of these characters, none of them are even mentioned in the original trilogy. And that's when I realized that both of them were going to die eventually. But I had no idea when. I figured that it was Qui-Gon's death that would have something to do with Anakin's fall. I really thought both of these characters were going to be in more than one movie. I was a little disappointed when they weren't, but I was also very excited to see where the story would go. Sorry about the glare. Padme. The first time you see Coruscant, Timothy Zahn is the one who came up with a name for Coruscant. The planet city, the capital. Before then it was just called the Imperial Capital. And it was exciting seeing all these Jedi in the Jedi Temple for the first time. And the Senate. These are things that were only alluded to before now. Palpatine. Chancellor Valorum. Again, upon first viewing, I thought he was going to have a bigger role in the trilogy. Jedi Council is hesitant about training Anakin. what I was saying before, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's things that I love about Star Wars, and there's things I felt could have been done better. However, I do acknowledge that these are just my opinions. This last battle was a little confusing to me. I felt like it was too much happening at the same time. It's interesting, if you read Darth Plagueis, there's parts of that book that take place during this battle. I think you find out that Darth Maul is watching them right now as they plan, but that's just something you find out from reading the books. I thought this was all cool. Duel of the Fates is going to start up soon, and this scene from the trailer was always really moody. This shield that the Trade Federation uses is pretty cool. The attack on Theed, which is the capital of Naboo. Cue Darth Maul. Not yet. Anakin gets in the cockpit. There we go. Now we cue Duel of the Fates. This lightsaber duel was amazing. Probably my favorite lightsaber duel of the entire series so far. The lightsaber duel in episode 3 was really good as well. It was cool watching Yoda fight in episode 2 against Dooku. Episode 5's lightsaber duel, I would tie that with episode 6. They're both good. Luke versus Vader. Not as acrobatic as these, however. That's a prequel trilogy's lightsaber duels. And I'll be honest, while episode 4 is one of the stronger movies, I feel like that lightsaber duel was not one of the best. It's understandable that Anakin was really old and not that athletic. This is great. I remember being horrified. I really did not want Qui-Gon to die, and I was really afraid that he would at this point when they started getting separated. I really did like the character of Darth Maul. I hope that neither of them would die, and both of them did. That's okay. Classic Jar Jar. That's why everybody loves them. The word no is screamed out in every movie, and this is when it's screamed out in this movie. Qui-Gon gets stabbed in the gut. See, a lot of this just felt like it wrapped up too nicely. Okay, here we go. This part was amazing. I love this scene. I remember this. I felt like all hope was lost at this point. I didn't know how Obi-Wan was going to bounce back. I knew he would, but I didn't know how. I had no idea how. And Anakin goes up the Trade Federation control ship. He makes it out just in time, of course. Obi-Wan flies up. while to realize that he didn't become one with the Force right away, the way that Obi-Wan did when he died. I remember Blockbuster had this awesome Episode 1 Yoda that they were giving away, and I wanted it so bad. And the end. Okay, I thought I was going to get a lot further than just the first movie, but I'll come back and I'll do all 6 movies like this. That was just Episode 1, Phantom Menace.